Uh, Very good afternoon, dear students. As we are discussing about the different conservation laws in our last lecture, so today's topic is about Navier-Stokes equations for fluid motion. Okay, so we are going to discuss here Navier-Stokes equation. Okay, so if we talk about this particular Navier-Stokes equation, it is a whole fundamental basic equations to govern any problem related to computational fluid dynamics. Okay, so before starting this particular equations, as we discussed in our last lecture about conservation of laws, conservation of mass, momentum and energy. Okay, so hope you understood all these concepts and revise those concepts to understand the fundamental of Navier-Stokes equation. Okay, so basically if we talk about Navier-Stokes equation, for that purpose we are taking, because as per the Eulerian approach, we are going to take a finite control volume among our fluid region or a fluid domain. Okay, so what basically is that, for that purpose, now let us say suppose this is, this is a finite control volume of a fluid element. Suppose this is your A and this is your B, this is your C, and the A, B, and this one A, B, C, D. This face is A, B, C, D, and this face is your E, F, and G, H. Okay, so let us say for suppose this A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H means that you can just highlight this to understand more. This is a kind of cubical. This is kind of a cubical object. Okay, now let us say suppose we have taken a fluid element from a fluid flow region, because as we are talking about a finite control volume, for that purpose we need to take a control volume among from our fluid regions for where we can study our whole the laws which are governed for the basis of your Navier-Stokes equations. Okay, so if we talk about this particular equations, so as we already talk about Newton's second law, which is F equals to ma. So our Navier-Stokes equation is based on the Newton's second law, which is equals to the summation of all forces. It will be equals to the change in momentum in that particular direction. Okay, now as we can consider is as a small mass of fluid having a size of a dx, dy and dz in different direction. Okay, now let us say suppose this is the length dx and horizontal length, and this is your dy and this is your dz. Okay, now let us say suppose this is your x direction. Of course this will be your y direction and this will be your z direction. Okay, the length of this particular fluid element, or the size you can say, is that dx and dy and dz in different direction, x, y and z. Okay, now we'll move. Now we have to calculate the different forces which are acting on this particular fluid element. So the forces which are acting on this particular fluid element, like pressure forces, the viscous forces, the gravitational forces, as we already discussed in our last lecture about all these forces. So let's say suppose first we will take this particular face A, B, C, D. This A, B, C, D, A, B, C, D. Now what will be the pressure force? Now suppose the pressure force for phase A, B, C, D, force will be equals to the area, okay, will be P dx dy, okay, P dx dy, okay, for this particular phase. Okay, now similarly the pressure force for phase EFGH. Now similarly the pressure force for phase EFGH, this will be equals to your P plus del P upon del X dx dy dz. Okay, so now the, because when the fluid is entering from here and the leaving from here, the change in the pressure P plus del P upon del X dx dy dz. Okay, hence the net pressure force in X direction, hence the net pressure force in X direction, we are calculating in X direction, means this, in this direction we are calculating pressure force in this direction. So the net pressure force in X direction, in X direction will be equals to, what will be the force P dx dy minus P plus del P upon del X dx dy dz. Okay, so this will become P dy dz, it will be going to be cancel. Okay, so it will become del P upon del X dx dy and dz. Okay, del P upon del X dx dy and dz. So this will be the total net force which is in X direction. The actual force, the for this particular phase in X direction, A, B, C, D, first we calculate for A, B, C, D, and then for E, F, G, H, and in X direction the total force will become del P upon del X dx dy and dz. Okay, so as we can say that the unit mass of that particular fluid having component in X, Y, Z direction respectively, therefore the body forces which are acting on that particular fluid element, we are talking about this particular is a fluid element. Okay, this particular element will be X rho dx dy dz. Okay, so let talk about the shear stresses or the shear forces in different direction. Okay, so the total force will be equals to mass into acceleration. The total force will be mass into acceleration. Force will be mass into acceleration. Okay, so as I already told you that let's say suppose total force, the body forces which are acting on that particular fluid element is represented by somewhere R. Okay, for that fluid component in X, Y, Z. Okay, in X, Y, Z direction, X, Y, Z, capital X, Y, Z in small X, Y, Z direction. Okay, so the total body force will be X, capital X, for X direction, rho dx dy dz. Okay, now this will be equals to the body force x rho dx dy dz. Okay, x rho dx dy dz. Okay, so the body force, the total body force minus will be del P upon del X dx dy dz. Okay, minus tx will be the shear force component in X direction, minus tx will be equals to, this will become rho dx dy dz, rho dx dy dz into du upon dt, into du upon dt. This will become equation first. This will become equation first. Okay, this will become now equation first. Okay, so from here we can see that simply this x rho dx dyz is nothing, or this is nothing but we are going to calculate the total body force in xyz direction, which is acting on that particular fluid element in x, y and z direction. Okay, now let us consider any two kind of a parallel surfaces, and like we already take this one a b c d and this one e f g h, a b c d e f g h, a b c d e f g h, this one and this one, these two parallel surfaces. What will be the shear force which is acting on this particular ABCD and which in this particular EFGH? Okay, we are going to calculate that. The shear is force. Now the shear force acting on ABCD, the shear force acting on ABCD, this will be equals to your, the shear force is equal basically tau. Tau, we are going to calculate that tau. It will be your mu dy dz into du upon dx. Mu dy dz into du by dx. This will be the shear force acting in this for this particular phase ABCD. Now for EFGH, now the shear force acting on EFGH, this will be equals to mu dy dz, mu dy dz del by del x into u plus del u upon del x dx. Okay, this will be the shear force acting for EFGH. This will be equals to mu dy dz del upon del x into u plus del u upon del x dx. Okay, so we take this. Now this will become mu dy dz into del u upon del x plus del square u upon del x square dx. Okay, so now what will be the net shear force at face ABCD, at face EFGH? Okay, now what will be the net shear force which is acting along the x direction, or you can say in x axis on faces ABCD and EFGH? Okay, so that will become after using these two equations. First for this as you can see here, for this is for ABCD and this is for EFGH. Okay, this is for ABCD and this is for EFGH. Now from these two equations you will find this will be the net shear force along the x-axis on faces ABCD and EFGH. Okay, so from these two equations you will find, after calculating, you will find minus mu del 2u del square u upon del x square into dx dy and dz. Mu del square u upon del x square dx dy dz. This will become your equation number 2. Okay, The equation number 1 will be your the total force acting in x direction, rho dx dy dz into du by dt. Okay, now your equation number 2. Now your equation number 2 is mu del 2u upon del x square dx dy dz, which is equation number 2. Now similarly, the x component of a shear force on face BCFG, on a face BCFG. Now this is BCFG, this one, the face behind BCFG. Now we have to calculate for this particular face BCFG. Okay, so now for face BCFG, what will be the force? It will become mu dx dy del u upon del z. Okay, x component of a shear force on face BCFG. Now shear force for ADEH. Now face ADEH. This is for face BCFG. This is for BCFG. Now we are going to calculate for ADEH. For ADEH, it will become mu dx dy del upon del z into u plus del u upon del z dz. It will become mu dx dy into del u upon del z plus del square u upon del z square dz. Okay, so now we have calculated. You can say that shear force for face ABCD, shear force for AFGH, shear force for BCFG, shear force for ADEH. Okay, now the total net component in x direction, x component of a shear force for BCFG and ADEH. Now the net shear force on face BCFG and ADEH. So it will become, after calculating, it will become minus mu del 2u upon del x del z square del 2u. After calculating these two equations, after adding these two equations, we will have minus mu del 2u upon del z square dx dy and dz. This will become your equation number 3. Okay, so my dear students, the total force acting on that particular fluid element will be equation number 1, which is rho dx dy dz into du upon dt. Now the total shear force in x direction for face ABCD and AFGH, that is minus mu del 2u upon del x square dx dy dz. Okay, now the total shear force for face BCFG and ADEH will be minus mu del 2u upon del z square dx dy dz. This will become your equation number 3. Okay, now in this similar pattern, similarly the net shear force on face CDEF and ABGH. You have to calculate for all faces. This will become minus mu del 2u upon del y square dx dy and dz. This will become your equation number 4. So my dear students, as we are taking this control volume fluid element for A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, first we have calculated, then A, H, D, E and B, C, F, G we have calculated. Now then A, H, G, B and D, E, F, C we have calculated. Okay, so for all faces, all 6 faces, we have calculated the shear forces which have in equation 1, equation 2, equation 3 and equation 4. Okay, so by using these different equations, now we will find out, we will have a total the viscous resistance which is parallel to x-axis, which is parallel to y-axis, means in x direction, in y direction or in z direction. Okay, so that will be the summation of all these equations. So suppose if we are going to calculate for tx, for tx, so tx will become, in x direction it will become minus mu del 2u upon del x square plus del 2u upon del y square plus del 2u upon del z square into dx, dy and dz. So dear students, this is the total viscous resistance which is parallel to x-axis for all faces. By how it comes? It comes by the summation of equation 2, equation 3 and equation 4. Equation 2 you have to add equation 2, you have to equation 3 and you have to add equation 4. By adding 2, 3, 4 we will get this dx, which is minus mu del square u upon del x square plus del square u upon del y square plus del square u upon del z square dx, dy, dz. Similarly for y direction ty is, it becomes minus mu del square v upon del x square plus del square v upon del y square plus del square v upon del z square dx, dy and dz. So this is for x direction and this is for y direction. Minus mu del square v upon del x square plus del square v upon del y square plus del square v upon del z square dx, dy, dz. Okay, now similarly you can find for z direction. For z direction it will become tz. So tz equals to minus mu into del square w upon del x square plus del square w upon del y square plus del square w upon del z square dx, dy and dz. Okay, so tz equals to minus mu del square w upon dx2 plus del square w upon del y square plus del square w upon del z square dx, dy and dz. Okay, so substituting these value of tx in equation 1, so what we will find out, the value of tx will put into equation 1, we will find out x, putting tx value in equation 1, we will find out x rho dx, dy, dz del p upon del x dx, dy, dz plus mu del 2u upon del x square plus del 2u upon del y square plus del 2u upon del z square. Okay, from here we can calculate dx, dy and dz equals to, from here we can calculate dx, dy, dz equals to rho dx, dy, dz into du upon dt. From here we will calculate dx, dy, dz equals to dx, dy, dz equals to rho dx, dy, dz into du upon dt. Okay, so into dx, dy, dz. Okay, so rho dx, dy, dz minus del p upon del x dx, dy, dz plus mu del square u del x square plus del square u upon del y square plus del square u upon del z square into, sorry, this into dx, dy, dz equals to rho dx, dy, dz into du by dt. So this is the complete equation. Okay, This is the complete equation. Now this equation we have to optimize this particular equations. Now what we will do, divide this equation by rho dx dy dz, because this is a common term which is getting in this particular equation. So this particular complete equation we will divide by rho dx dy dz. Okay, so from there we will find rho dx dy dz by this equation divided by this. So we will have x from here minus del p upon del x, means that minus we will have mu upon rho into del p upon del x equals to du upon dt minus mu upon rho into del 2u upon del x square plus del 2u upon del v square plus del 2u upon del z square. Okay, so in a simplified way we can write this equation like this: x minus mu upon rho del p upon del x equals to du upon dt minus mu upon rho equals to nu del 2u upon del x square plus del 2u upon del v square plus del 2u upon del z square. Okay, now so this is your final equation. This is your final equations in x direction. Okay, so similarly for y direction, similarly for z direction you can calculate. So now what will be the y direction equation? This will be equals to y mu upon rho del p upon del x. This will equals to du upon dt minus nu del square v upon del x square plus del square v upon del y square plus del square v upon del z square. Okay, now similarly for z direction, z mu upon rho del p upon del x, this will equals to du upon dt minus nu del square w upon del x square plus del square w upon del y square plus del square w upon del z square. Okay, so these three are the Navier-Stokes equations. You can say that in x direction, in y direction, or in z direction. These three are the Navier-Stokes equations in x direction, y direction, or z direction. Okay, my dear students, we can find the equations for Navier-Stokes equations for in x direction, y direction, and z direction. So basically if we talk about the different applications of these particular equations, so it's used in the problems related to computational fluid dynamics, like design of aircrafts, your aerodynamics bodies, the blood vessels, the designs of any kind of hydro equipments and the devices, and for in chemical or petrochemical field, where different types of flow pattern or flow behaviors are observed. So based on this equation we can solve all these kind of a thing, or ultimately you can see that the basis of a CFD is start from the Navier-Stokes equation. Okay, I hope you understand this particular and please do the revision for this particular topic and understand this particular once again, and thank you so much.